Hello everyone, this is Quilo and welcome to another music production video. Today we're going to talk about ostinatos and how you can use them in your compositions. As an example, I'm going to use a song from one of my favorite RPGs, Golden Sun. It's a game that came out for the Game Boy Advance in early 2000s, and it has an incredible soundtrack that still holds up today. So let's get started. So this is the track. I recreated it so I wouldn't have any copyright issues or whatever. And right off the bat, you can see that it has two main sections, right? This one right here, and then this one. So these are the ostinatos, and we've got two different colors. This is one ostinato that the instruments are reinforced to get it to sound as close as possible to the original song, but these are playing the same notes, exactly the same notes. And this is a second ostinato that's layered on top of that. And then we have the second section, another ostinato, and this one actually has three different ostinatos playing around at the same time. And these are melodies. This is a choir, and then we've got the bass right here. So let's start with the ostinato right here. Okay, and then the melody kicks in. So this right here, the ostinato is not a chord, but it's already given us all the information we need about the key signature, right? So we know that based off of this, we know that it's in the key of E minor, because we have all these notes. Da, 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 da. So that's already putting us in the key of E minor. And then we've got this second ostinato, which is playing all the same notes from, well, different notes, but still in the same key, in E minor. And we got these low E's that are giving us the root note of it. So we don't have a chord progression, but we do have a key. And then when the melody kicks in, let's start from here. It's very simple. Okay, so that's very interesting. Let me see. So we have right here a C sharp, which is not in the key of E minor, but it's actually in the key of B minor, which is the fifth, and it's a neighbor signature from E minor. So the only difference is the C sharp. And then we have the C flat right here. So it's like it modulated briefly to the key of B minor, and then after this melody, it goes back to E minor. Well, actually, it didn't modulate because the lowest note is still the E, but since it's a neighboring signature and it's not too different from our original signature, you know, it doesn't clash too much, this note right here. And then let's move on to following this. Okay, so that is, you know, this is just playing around the E E, D, F, F, E, and then it starts ascending from the C up to the A, and then goes back down and keeps ascending. So this ascending trajectory is kind of telling us that something exciting is about to happen, right? It's building up some tension, and let's go from here. Goes back to E, and it leaves us on a cliffhanger. And the wonderful thing about this is, so the bass notes are changing, right? They're not an E anymore, but the ostinato is still being heard up here. And even though they're the same notes, when the bass notes change, you kind of get a different feel for these ones. It's like they change their meaning. Especially here. So you can hear it's the same, but it has a different impact. Okay, so now let's move on to the end of here and the appearance of the second group of ostinatos. Okay, let's go back here. So this one is right here. There. So we got the G, F sharp, A, G, F sharp, A, and then D. So this is still in the key of E minor. So the G is the third, and then this one right here. Then this is doing kind of the same thing. It's in the key of E minor still. And then after this, we get a new section. So we've got the more melodic choir right here down below, and then we've got this ostinato right here that will keep going until the end. So we've got the E, and let's just hear this one. And that's gonna keep playing until the end with a few slight variations, like for example here. But basically it's gonna stay the same. And this is gonna give us the harmonic, the harmonic foundation to build up everything else on top of this. The choir right here, and then this one right there. So let's finish this. So instead of having a chord progression, we get the harmonic changes from this. Right here is a flute, which is doing the exact same thing as the choir. And we've got a bass that's reinforcing the harmony. And then it goes back to the beginning. So using ostinatos, we don't have to rely on chord progressions, right? We can just come up with a simple, small melodic sequence that kind of puts us in the key, and then we can build on top of that. And the movement that we would usually get from, one chord moving on to the next, we can get it with melodies, right? So like for here, we've got, these melodies, they put us in the different chords of the key signature. And then we can reinforce, if we want to give the feeling that we're in a different chord, we can reinforce that with bass notes. Like for example here, we're in the E. Let's listen to this section and see how it changes. So we're in E minor. And now we change the chord, but the ostinato is still the same. Going back to E, and then the D. So this is implying a chord change, these bass notes, but we don't have the full chord displayed. We just have this, the root note, and then the ostinato on top and all the melodies. So this is a very, very interesting way to create different sections. So you don't always have to make a chord progression, but you can use other techniques like the ostinato. So that was it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. And if you want to see more music production content, remember to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.